Can we hear anything now? Did that work? Huh. Yeah, let me know if you can hear anything now. Didn't know that we had any issues going on, so that's embarrassing right there. Let's see. Should be good now. Well, anyways, so yeah, here we are so far. We've got Empire Strikes Back is kind of at the top tier. Good stuff. It's hard to argue with that. Um, yeah. All right. Well, hopefully sound stuff's working out now. If you're just joining us, we're ranking the Star Wars films. So far, we've got Empire at the top. We've got A New Hope next. C category. Oh, sweet. Cool. Glad that you can hear me now. That's good. I didn't know that anything was going on in terms of sound, so thanks for catching that. Shout out to Amber there. So good. Cool. Well, so here we are. Feel free in the chat to kind of disagree with me or tell me what where you would place these movies in the tier. We're gonna do a couple of these and just kind of chat and hang out. But we've got the Phantom Menace next, and this one, it's a B. It's B for me. I really don't have a beef with the Phantom Menace in the same way that a lot of people do. I think it's a great one. It it's got its issues. Young Anakin is not my favorite, um, but it's solid. It's solid. You got Qui Gon Jinn. Qui Gon Jinn is one of the coolest characters to me. Um, and Darth Maul. Darth Maul is a good one. So yeah, I put Phantom Menace here at a B. Yeah, feel free to dispute that. All right, Return of the Jedi next. So I also am going to put that as a B. The reason that I put it there, actually, yeah, I put it there primarily because that's false. It's an A. It's an A for me. I was just trying to justify why I think it's a B and it's an A. There's nothing there's nothing from the Return of the Jedi that I absolutely don't like. There's a couple slow parts, but other than that, it's great. It's awesome. Vader's redemption is fantastic, so that's good. Okay, Rogue One next. That one's a solid B. B for me. Yeah, I agree. If you're talking about Return of the Jedi, I agree that because of the ending, it's an A. If you took the ending out and say or Return of the Jedi was like the second movie in a trilogy or something, then um, whatever, it'd be a B. But because of the ending of Return, it's absolutely perfect. So yeah, A. Rogue One. Rogue One's a B. Primarily just I've only watched it a few times, and I don't know. One of the things I love about Star Wars is just seeing all of the familiar characters. I know that Disney is trying to make more kind of independent characters and stories. Mandalorian's a great example of that. Um, but I really do see. I love seeing how the existing characters and the characters we already know and love kind of fit in to the Star Wars universe. So Rogue One, it's good. There's a lot of it that's awesome, but I want some Jedi, man. I guess it comes down to there's some Jedi. Okay. All right, Revenge of the Sith. Honestly, this is my favorite Star Wars movie of all time. I love Revenge of the Sith. There is not a piece of it that I don't like. Um, I rewatch it all the time. Um, it's actually, well, I've got the Umbara arc going on in the background on my TV. You guys probably can't see that, but Revenge of the Sith, I rewatch it all the time. I love how we get to see Anakin's 180 turn. I mean, we see it kind of building up in episode 1 and 2. We obviously know he's going to become Darth Vader, but Revenge of the Sith, we get to see how that all comes together. So, yeah. Hey, welcome if you're just joining us now. Lucas, Jason, glad you guys are here. We're going to do a couple of these tier makers. So right now we're ranking the Star Wars films, and we're almost done with that, but we're going to move on to another one. So glad you guys are here. All right, Solo. I'm sorry, it's a C. I think, yeah, it's Solo. Oh, I accidentally threw Rise of Skywalker there. So I want Rise of Skywalker as a D, but Solo will move up to a C. So, yeah, honestly, there it is. Solo, it's a C. I think I would have liked to see a little bit more. I just for whatever reason Solo didn't do it for me. I'm giving it a C primarily because I love Donald Glover. I think he did a great job as Lando. Emilia Clarke did. I love her character, Kira. Obviously, we got Darth Maul at the end. So that's why it's at a C. I'm not sure what would make it better for me. I think it's just one of those things that it is what it is. I don't hate it by any means. It's good. I rewatched it the other night. But yeah, it's just a C. Rise of Skywalker, as you can see down here, bottom of the list. Here's the thing with Rise of Skywalker. Austin just asked where I would put the Clone Wars movie. I would put it as a C. I need to rewatch it though, to be honest. I think my biggest complaint with it is that the animation wasn't as good, and Ahsoka was kind of annoying. But I realize those are not relevant complaints now because one, the animation, I can't knock the animation because that was the beginning. They had just started that. And Ahsoka, her character was exactly the way she was supposed to be. It's the same thing we were talking about with Anakin in Attack of the Clones. A lot of people say Anakin is annoying and cringy in Attack of the Clones, but I think that he's doing exactly what his character is supposed to be. Kind of an awkward teenager who's really got a whole lot of crap he's dealing with in terms of his mother and all that stuff. So, same thing with Ahsoka. She's supposed to be just kind of a young teenager, and she plays her part. She obviously grows up, and season 7 Ahsoka is awesome. So, yeah. So Austin, that came out in 2008, right? Yeah. So I was in 8th grade when the Clone Wars movie came out. I loved it. It was awesome. But yeah, it's gonna be a C just because I don't know. I think I've been spoiled by recent Clone Wars stuff. So, all right. So that's the movie rankings. Let me know what you guys would think. What would you do differently? How do you feel about this top tier, Empire Strikes Back and Revenge of the Sith? I wanna know what you guys think there. I'm gonna guess that probably most of us are in agreement with this bottom tier. Um, I do want to say one last thing with Rise of Skywalker. It's down there because of The Last Jedi. I think if they had had a plan and they had taken The Force Awakens and kind of the potential there, um, and didn't undo it like they did with The Last Jedi, because we all walked out of the theater. We all walked out of seeing Force Awakens with a lot of things that we were hoping for, a lot of things that we were excited for. The Last Jedi kind of derailed that, and then obviously the Rise of Skywalker had to clean up the mess of the Last Jedi. So I think the biggest thing with the sequels is that there was no clear plan in place, and that shows. Yeah, so that's why The Last Jedi and Rise of Skywalker are bottom tier. The Force Awakens is a C, a step above that, just because on its own, and when I first saw it, I loved it. I would have put it up in the B or A category. So, yeah, yeah. Will Return of the Jedi is it's super good, and it really is almost up to the top tier. Um, okay, cool. So you guys are primarily. It seems like Solo is the one that we kind of all disagree on a little bit, but that's okay. And I totally see. I don't think Solo is bad at all. I could see this being in the B category. No problem. That's just C is where I have it. So we're gonna check out another one of these tiers. I'm gonna go to the kind of the menu. There's a whole bunch of them. So I do think that Rogue One is the best of Disney Star Wars. I agree with that. Um, so we're gonna go to this tier maker categories, and we're gonna pick. You guys pick the next one. I'll give you a couple options, but you guys pick the next Star Wars thing. And I'll tell you, I've already done some of these. So okay, so here's the ones I'm thinking. Lightsaber duels. That's an option. Um, yeah, so we've got a couple lightsaber duels, and then canon Jedi or Sith. Those are kind of the ones that I'm looking for. So let me know what you guys want to see. Oh, I'm also interested in this power scale. So, but let me know what you guys want to see. Here's the list. Hopefully, you're able to see most of these. Um, but let's jump in and do one of these. So I am curious how many of you right now watching are new to this channel, and who's been around for a while. So let me know if you're new to the channel or if you've been around for a while. I just want to know. The power one? Yeah, the power one's pretty cool. Power scale. Okay, you're both saying that. We're going to do that for sure then. Okay, so it works the same way. We've got top tier S, and then it goes all the way through F. So that is different than the last one. We've got more tiers here. Hopefully this gives you a glance at kind of who we're working with. I mean, we're working with everyone from Anakin Skywalker to man, we've got a ton here. Everything from animated to live action. So let's go. Cool, Jason. Welcome. Glad that you're here. Hopefully you've been enjoying the channel so far. Lucas, same with you. Hopefully you've been enjoying the channel. I took like a 2-month break during the summer just to kind of, I don't know, I was traveling, had to do a lot of work and stuff, so kind of took a break, but getting back to uploading pretty regularly. We do a lot of fan theories, Star Wars lore, and then I'm hoping to do one of these live streams every Monday or Tuesday just to kind of hang out. One of the things that I want to do with this channel is like I want to have like a Star Wars community on this channel. I don't want to just upload a video and peace out. I want to be able to have some good discussion and community around this channel. So be doing some live streams once a week, and definitely looking forward to kind of engaging with you guys. Dylan, hi, glad you arrived. That's good. So let's start. We've got quite a bit here. It's gonna be a good time. So first up, we've got Anakin Skywalker, and obviously this is Revenge of the Sith, kind of Anakin Skywalker. We'll go with that. So here's the thing. He's the chosen one. He is absolutely powerful. And I think at this point, he's top tier. At this point, Revenge of the Sith, he's pretty, I'm giving an A, actually. But hear me out. Being the chosen one, obviously he has the potential to go top tier and be probably the most powerful being in the galaxy. But he doesn't reach that potential at the point of Revenge of the Jedi or Revenge of the Sith. There's obviously people that are more powerful than him. If he was top tier, he would have beat Obi-Wan, plain and simple. So I just did a video on who is more powerful, Luke in Return of the Jedi or Anakin in Revenge of the Sith. So go check that out. Gives a little bit more perspective on why I think Anakin's power kind of is here. But yeah, so we're putting him as an A. Count Dooku. So Jedi Master, fallen, becomes a Sith Lord, Darth Tyrannus. I'm going to put him as an A. And simply for a couple of reasons. One, he obviously becomes very powerful in the Force. Was a Jedi Master. He has the Jedi training. One of the reasons that Palpatine went after him as a new apprentice is because the Jedi had done such a good job in training him up. So Palpatine simply had to take him as an apprentice, and there you go. Learn the dark side. But yeah, A. Obviously, he's also one of the best duelists of his time. That's just kind of one thing that we know about Count Dooku, is that he was a fantastic swordsman. Okay, Obi-Wan Kenobi. Okay, so Obi-Wan, this one's tricky to me. I'm putting him as a B. I don't think that he is one of the most powerful Jedi. I think that Obi-Wan, is a very wise and defensive Jedi, and he's very like devoted and by the book, and that makes him a really good Jedi. He's obviously very strong in the Force, but I don't think that he's up to this level. I'm sorry. Yeah, Lucas, I did read Jedi Lost. However, that was a couple years ago, so I need to redo that. But I do appreciate that book. I also want to go back. Austin, you said you'd rank Dooku as a B because Anakin beat him in Revenge of the Sith. I think part of that is because Palpatine, essentially beforehand, and obviously it's not canon, but I think it fits in the novelization. Palpatine, there's a scene where he tells Dooku to let Anakin just kind of go. He basically tells Dooku, hey, just kind of toy with Anakin, test him. And I think at that point, the duel got away from him, and Dooku was all of a sudden pinned. So that's why I think that Anakin won. Obviously, I do think that Anakin is more powerful than Dooku. But yeah. Kenobi is a B. Yeah, I agree. His lightsaber skills are impressive. I mean, Kenobi is like a master of, I forget what form it is. I think it's I cannot remember the lightsaber form. If one of you can, drop it in the chat. But it's essentially the form that is most defensive. I think it's form 3, but it's essentially the one that like specializes in defense. But anyways, let's move on to Maul. Maul, gosh, it's hard. This one's tough. Dylan, I see you wanting to put him in the S tier. I don't think that's the case. I'll put him at B for the same reason that I put Obi-Wan in the B tier, is that he's powerful. There's no denying that he is strong with the dark side. But okay, cool. Form 3. But for the same reason, there's nothing. Well, okay, I was about to say there's nothing extraordinary about him, but the fact that he was chopped in half and was able to survive that shows a pretty impressive connection to the dark side. So that is B. I don't know. High B. Yeah, Austin's saying high B, low A. I think that's what I'm feeling right now. But you can make a case. General Grievous. He's a D or an E for me. I'm going to put E. I have nothing more to say other than he's got no force sensitivity. Yeah, he's a skilled warrior, but when you stack him up against all of these force users that we've got going on, that just simply is not the case. He's pretty low. Actually, I'd even put him as an F. So Maul is B. He might barely be an A if he wasn't so arrogant. Yeah, that's a good point. Anakin Skywalker had unlocked his full potential, then he'd be S tier. I totally agree with that, Will. I think that if Anakin had not been beaten on Mustafar, he absolutely would have been the most powerful, for sure. Austin, are you saying mid D for General Grievous? Anyways, Kit Fisto, let's go. Kit Fisto, we're gonna put him up as a C. He's a cool Jedi. There's a lot going on. There's a lot of uniqueness to him. And he's a C. I'd almost put him in a B, just because he does last quite a while against Palpatine. In the movie, he's able to block a few of Palpatine's attacks. But you know, it's kind of a mid-level tier Jedi. But again, with any of these, if you guys disagree, please tell me why. These aren't set in stone. This is simply my opinion. Yeah, high C to low B. Grievous has no force defenses, but he is tough enough to survive a force push, and he's extremely fast. Yeah, again, he's a skilled warrior. But I don't think he's on the same page as a lot of these other characters. So, anyways, we'll stay tuned. Ben Solo or Kylo Ren. All right. I'm putting Ben up on the A tier. I would also put him as a B. So he's low A to a high B for me. The reason that I've got him so high up here is because, one, he's got that Skywalker blood. He's part of the Skywalker bloodline. He really is powerful. Throughout the movies, we see all sorts of unique force powers. He's able to extract information from people's minds. That's incredible. That's an incredible force ability that we don't see from a lot of other characters. Obviously, he's able to use the force to freeze a blaster bolt. So yeah, for a lot of those reasons, I think he's super powerful, and I think that we're gonna get more from him. I imagine in comics and in other things, we'll get more from him. Are you saying Kit Fisto survived Palpatine until Vader showed up in the book? Yeah, I think it was just before Vader shows up because I think in the book, Vader, as Anakin is showing up, he he walks past it's Kit Fisto's head that he sees decapitated. So I think that Kit Fisto is dead by the time that Anakin shows up. But Jason, you're saying Kylo is a C for you. He's powerful, but simply does not display much skill, especially in lightsaber combat. That's true. I think the thing that's going against Kylo um, in this is that the style of lightsaber combat in the sequels is, I have no other word for it than lame. It's just not as cool as the prequels. So I think that he's kind of limited by that. That they just did lightsaber fighting differently in the sequels. So I don't know. I think it's hard to gauge his lightsaber abilities. Uh, he's not good at building a lightsaber, if that's what we're talking about too. Ray, Ray Palpatine. She's not a Skywalker to me. Um, wow, this is, yeah. They don't have refinement. Um, all right, this one's difficult for me because I don't really like Ray as a character. Yeah, I just don't. But this is tough for me. We're gonna save Ray. I wanna see what you guys think in the chat. What do you think about for Ray? Um, I think she probably is an A. That's where I'm kind of inclined to rate her. Um, and I see you guys kind of saying they need to be um, together, put Ray with Kylo. So here's what I'll say about them. Because they form a dyad in the Force, and that's something that's obviously incredibly powerful. Palpatine even said so. When you put them together, I'm sure even a case could be made that if you put Rey and Ben together, they could be top tier up there with Anakin at full potential. But we don't see that in the movie really. So I do think Rey's here. Jason, yeah, I hear you with the lack of skill, and I think that Rey, you can make that case that she doesn't have the skill that the others do. Um, I think Kylo does have the skill. We just don't really get to see it just by the way that the sequels kind of did things. But Rey, she doesn't have a lifetime of training. So Qui-Gon Jinn. All right, this one's awesome. I think that Qui-Gon, I put him as a B. Um, he was trained by Yoda, Count Dooku. Count Dooku was his master, and he's so attuned to the Force, a connection to the Force that we don't see with a lot of Jedi. So that translates to power. I also think that had Maul not cornered Qui Gon in such a confined place, um, Qui Gon would have beat Maul. I think that Maul only won because he took advantage of Qui Gon's lightsaber fighting form, which was it's form 4 or 5. Again, correct me if I'm wrong. It's the same as Yoda's. Yoda and Qui Gon have the same lightsaber style, and that was just one that was more geared towards acrobatics and speed. And Qui Gon being confined to that generator room on Naboo didn't get to unleash that, so that's why he lost to Maul, and that was a tactical thing. Jason, Qui Gon was a wise Jedi, but put him to a low. Okay, Form 4. Um, yeah, so we're talking raw power. I'm just trying to build a case for why I've got him up as a B. Um, but I could put him as a C as well. I do think I do think Jason, you're right. Probably a low to mid C. I think my bias is creeping in, and Qui-Gon is just such an awesome character to me that it's hard for me to rank him. But I gotta focus in its power, not my favorite characters. Kanan. All right, Kanan. I'm putting him as a D. Um, that's really because he was just robbed of so many years, like 15 years. Yeah, I think like 15 years of his Jedi training. He was a Padawan when Order 66 happened, and after that, he basically put a pause on his Jedi training and resumed it later, but he just missed out on so much of his training in the Force. There he is. Yeah, Qui Gon incorporates some Form 5. All right. Cal, also putting him as a D. It's tough because we've got a video game pretty much to go off of with him, but I do think that Cal is he's got some force powers that are pretty powerful. He's got that the one I can't remember what it's called, but where he can sense kind of the history or the past or when he touches an object, and that's a unique ability. But I don't think that that warrants him being higher on the list. So let me know. Yeah, Cal's. We've got D and C for Kanan. Ezra, same reason. He's a D. Same reason really for Cal. We don't see a whole lot of power demonstrated, and we don't see. Honestly, we only see a few years of Kanan or Ezra as a Jedi. Obviously, Ezra could have become incredibly powerful, and who knows, maybe we'll see that, but we just haven't yet. All right, Grand Inquisitor. We're also gonna put him here. I don't know. I don't have a lot to say about the Grand Inquisitor. I think he's just compared to all these other characters, he's a D. Ezra would be a low D. Yeah, he's just. I agree. He's just kind of mediocre. We don't. Yeah, I don't know. That's kind of this whole category right here. This D one is just mediocre to me. It's not saying they're bad or they're not powerful. Obviously, these three are Jedi. He was a Jedi, the Inquisitor. They're powerful, but just not compared to some of the others on this list. D is getting popular. All right, so we've got a couple Inquisitors here. I'm gonna move through these guys pretty quick because I just don't really care. And oh, I didn't mean to do that. We're gonna throw them all in the E category. All the Inquisitors, um, primarily just because they're henchmen. They're glorified. They're Vader's glorified hunters. They're not trained. They're trained a little bit in the dark side, but they're not trained to be full Sith or anything like that. So there you go. If you guys think the Inquisitors deserve more than what I just gave them, let me know. I'd love to hear why. But that's where they're at. Ahsoka Tano. All right. This one's tough. This one is tough to me. Um, I I'm gonna put Ahsoka. This one's tough. So this is Gosh. So I'm putting her at a B, probably a low B though. Low B, and that is just because she doesn't get to really complete her training, but obviously she is skilled and she's able to hold her own. I mean, she faces Darth Maul and essentially she defeats Darth Maul on Mandalore as a teenager, and Maul's at this point I think he's like 30 or close to 30, and he's been training in the dark side of the Force forever. Ahsoka still beats him. So I think Ahsoka is a solid B. I think I said a low B, but I'd put her at a solid B. Austin says A, mid A for Ahsoka. Austin, tell me why. I want to hear why. I want to hear your case for Ahsoka being a mid A. Darth Vader. Darth Vader is an A. Um, Much in the same way as Anakin is an A, as they are the same guy. Vader and Anakin are incredibly powerful, but they're both riddled with their potential being robbed. Uh, Anakin's potential was obviously robbed by his injuries on Mustafar, and then as he got into the suit as Darth Vader, the guy had so many injuries and so much going against him that kind of that that capped his potential. So um, she did duel Vader. I wouldn't say that her duel with Vader was like it was nothing. I think that she definitely, you can tell that she's strained, but you can also tell in that duel that for whatever reason it seems like Vader is holding back, probably because he's just thrown off at seeing Ahsoka alive. You got to remember, I mean, Vader was pretty deep in the dark side, and but Anakin was still in there. So things like that. Vader is a high A. He's nearly unstoppable. Yeah. So Austin, I think that you're right in that she is incredibly skilled and she survives a lot, um, and handles a lot of situations, especially when she's such a young at such a young age. But I don't think that makes her up on the same page as some of these A tier people. But again, I say that, and Ahsoka is in my top 5 favorite Star Wars characters. So, all right, Luke Skywalker. Oh, okay. So this is important. I'm actually just noticing that there's several versions of all the characters. So we've got 2 Lukes. We first got sequel trilogy Luke. We're gonna put him as S tier. At this point, sequel trilogy Luke, even though they kind of just absolutely tarnish his character in the sequels, he achieves. He's so powerful at this point. The fact that he's able to project himself across the galaxy, that we haven't seen a power like that in Star Wars, and just knowing that Luke goes on to be incredibly powerful. If we were to start talking legends, Luke in Legends after Return of the Jedi exceeds what we've seen and easily puts himself at the S tier. So we're gonna put him there. Yeah, I think Austin, you're saying low S for the young Luke. I'm actually going to put him on the A tier. Return of the Jedi Luke is A tier. Again, he's incredibly powerful. He defeats Vader, um, but he I don't think he's quite S tier. I don't think he's quite on par with, say, Yoda. We don't even need to debate that really. And he's not on par with Palpatine. Not yet. Not yet. I think he's close. I think he's close. But yeah, here he is. He's an A tier. If you check out my most recent video, um, I do compare Return of the Jedi Luke with Revenge of the Sith Anakin, and I think that Anakin is more powerful than Luke at this point. Primarily, it goes to lightsaber skill. I don't think that Luke had the same lightsaber skill that Anakin did in Revenge of the Sith. But one of the things with Luke at this point in Return of the Jedi is that he has a broad knowledge of the Force, especially for being only a few years into his Jedi training. And part of that was because he was forced to have an unconventional um, Jedi training. He was forced to kind of go out and seek things himself. He had the guidance of Yoda and Obi-Wan, but for the most part, it was a pretty unique training to become a Jedi. He probably got a perspective on the Force that Anakin didn't get until much later. But so, anyways, A for young Luke, S for sequel trilogy Luke or old Luke. Anyone want to debate Yoda and Palpatine being on S tier, especially Return of the Jedi Palpatine? Yeah, I think we're good there. Young Luke is high B. I don't think he could quite contend with faster people like Anakin, Dooku, or Windu. I agree with you, Jason. Anakin had a lot more training than Luke. Again, I agree. Anakin, though he started his training late, had 10 years of training in the Jedi Temple under people like Yoda, Windu, and Obi-Wan. And that was huge. Again, I kind of talked about the uniqueness of Luke's training, but still, not a match for Anakin's. Is non-canon Luke the most powerful? I don't know about the most powerful, but he's certainly incredibly powerful. Jason says no. All right, let's go. Mace Windu. Mace Windu is A tier. Mace Windu. I think that Mace Windu, if Anakin had not gotten in the way, he would have beat Palpatine. He did beat Palpatine. His lightsaber combat, Form 7, the Vapod, it channels the dark side pretty much from his enemy, the other dark side user that he's opposing. It channels that energy and kind of kicks it back at them. So pretty much, so in the fight with Palpatine, the more powerful that Palpatine became, or the more powerful that Palpatine was, the more powerful that Mace, his attacks became. So, and he's has the second seat in the Jedi Council next to Yoda. It's powerful. Mace is a high A. I think we're all in agreement there. Okay. Old Ben. Luke Skywalker in Legends became what his father never did. Yeah, I agree with you, Will. Whoa, where did I just accident? I did not mean to put Ben Kenobi there. Yeah, I agree. Luke Skywalker in Legends became incredibly powerful. So, if we take that into account, that just solidifies Luke's spot up here. Old Ben, old Obi-Wan, I put him as an A, and that's primarily because we've taken this high B Obi-Wan, who is a solid Jedi, and we've given him years to perfect some deeper powers in the Force. Main one being the ability to become a Force ghost. So yeah, Austin. You Jason, you don't think that Mace would have beat Palpatine? Interesting. I think he would have. but I can I don't I don't think you're wrong. I mean, it's tough to say. We never got to see that fight play out. And obviously, there's a part of Palpatine that is kind of trying to look like a victim in order to sway Anakin to the dark side. So Palpatine's playing games with Mace for sure, but I don't know. It's a toss up. It's a toss up. I could go either way. Old Ben. Hey Wyatt, now we got 7 viewers thanks to you. So there we go. Hopefully these streams will grow. Yeah, yeah. I think that you guys are probably right. That still that doesn't change this tier. He's still an A tier for me. But I think that you're right. That the Palpatine definitely held back in order to sway Anakin to the dark side. All right, now Sarah. I don't know. We don't really get a lot from her. I'm gonna put her in the D category again. The same exact reason that Kanan and is there, and just that they were Jedi, and then they kind of put their Jedi path on hold for a while, and yeah. So obviously Sarah's got a pretty damaged relationship to the Force, so that's a thing. Asajj Ventress, I'm putting her as a C. She's powerful. I'd probably say even almost a high C. She had Jedi training. And then ultimately went under the wing of Count Dooku and was trained by Count Dooku. She's skilled in lightsaber combat. So, the Voice Apocalypse, how's it going? Hello there. I haven't I watched a couple of your videos recently just because I hadn't seen anything from you, so I wanted to see what was going on. But glad you're here, man. So you guys are all saying high C. Okay, I get it. Yeah, for Asajj Ventress. That makes sense. Savage Opress. I'm also gonna put him as a C. He's good. He's power. I mean, he's. I just watched the episode of the Clone Wars where Obi-Wan and Adi Gallia go and face Maul and Savage, and when Savage just freaking rams his horns into her like gut. Uh, yeah. Anyways, so I mean, he's able to. He kills a lot of Jedi pretty easily. Yeah, he's a C for sure. He even holds his own a little bit against Palpatine. I do think that Palpatine, in his duel with Maul and Savage Opress, he's just playing with him. I think he could have ended that way quicker than he did. But I think he's just playing with him. It's been a while since he's had a lightsaber duel, so he's just having some fun. Okay. Wow. Okay. So correct me if I'm wrong, but this is that Jedi that kind of exiled himself in the Vader comics, and Vader hunts him down or whatever, and he almost beats Vader. In fact, he would have beat Vader, except for I think like Vader releases a dam or something, and this guy stops to try to save the city below or something like that. It's been a while since I read that, but I think that's this Jedi. Um, just given, just given the way that he handled himself against Vader, I'm gonna put him as a B. Um, Please in the chat let me know this guy's name because I cannot remember his name. And I also I want to make sure that I've got the right character in mind. Anyways, so that guy could move. If it's the character I'm thinking of, then let me know. Okay, Austin says yeah, yeah. I think just because of that time, that scene in the comic, in the Vader comic, I think it's like the second or third issue, but it's the 2017 Vader comics is when he shows up. Really good comic series. Yeah. Anyways, we're talking a lot about this guy, and I don't even know his name. Yeah, Keurig and Feeler or something like that. But yeah, we'll call him a B. Jocasta New. Um, Again, we're gonna draw on the Vader comic to rank her. Oh, why did I put Revenge of the Sith Anakin there? Jocasta New. We're gonna draw on the Vader comic, and she actually survives Order 66, and then later, kind of, I think she's working like underground, has some people that as a refuge. She's something like that. Anyway, she sneaks back to the Jedi Temple to grab some stuff, and can't really remember how that ends, but I'm gonna put her as a solid C. She's cool, and I need to read her part in the Vader comic. Um, but yeah, so we'll put her there. Maybe D. I could go either way. We'll keep her at a C. Okay, Darth Momin. Honestly, this one's tough. I don't really know much about him other than his spirit interacts with Vader in the Vader comic. He's obviously a Sith Lord. He kind of had an engineer mind. He's the one that designed, or an architectural mind. He's the one. I think Vader based his castle off of designs from Momin. Um, but we'll put him as a B, primarily just because he's an ancient Sith Lord. Um, yeah, okay. Thanks, Wyatt. Yeah, she does make Vader kill Commander Fox. That's great. Yeah. So Momin, we're putting him at a B. I mean, yeah. Okay, so this is Darth Vader before before the suit. So he's still got all of his limbs. And this is, to me, this is peak Anakin. Anakin in Revenge of the Sith is the most powerful at this point, and that's because he's taken all of his power as Jedi Knight Anakin Skywalker, the Chosen One, and it's now been heightened by his fall to the dark side. So this is highest tier Anakin, and if we had got to see this Anakin, this Vader, progress, and if this is the Vader that Palpatine got as an apprentice, would have so quickly become the most powerful. So there we go. Yeah, Austin, I'd put him as a low S. Yeah, like I could go that way. I could almost put him as a low S. The dark side's overrated. Yeah. Okay, so now we've got, what is this, like season 3 Clone Wars Anakin? So with this one, let's just pretty much think Attack of the Clones, just after Attack of the Clones Anakin, beginning of the Clone Wars, kind of. There we go. As a B. A lot. Anakin grows in power a lot during the Clone Wars. Rey. Oh, wow. So we've already rated Rey. Oh, I see what they did there. Okay, so this is like Rey, I'm going to guess, before the end of Rise of Skywalker, when she becomes kind of a dyad in the Force. So we're going to take this Rey, put her right here, right there in B. She's powerful because she's a Palpatine. She's from that bloodline. And whatever you want to say about her, yeah, whatever you want to say about her, she's powerful. But at this point, she's still training. She's still learning a lot. So not quite here. This is dyad in the Force Rey. So let's make that distinction. Okay. Why are there... Okay. So why is there a Ben Solo here and a Ben Solo here, both holding a lightsaber. Okay, I think I know why. This right here is Dyad in the Force, Ben Solo. We're going to give him an A. But we're also going to give this Ben Solo an A as well. So let's explain what we've got happening here just a little bit. This is Dyad in the Force, Ben Solo. Pair that with Dyad in the Force, Rey. Obviously, that is an incredibly powerful thing that we see, the Dyad in the Force. And you know what? Actually, because of that, I'm going to bump these guys up here to S tier. But keep in mind, they go together. These guys individually, Rey and Ben, as a dyad together, go together. Separately, they don't belong in the S tier, but together they are. So that leaves us here. We've got Kylo Ren and Ben Solo on A tier. Hopefully that makes sense. They have always been a dyad, but the distinction I'm making is at this point, they know that they are a dyad and that power has come together. It throughout the sequels, they don't know that yet, and they're opposing each other. So that's kind of throwing their connection off a little bit, and that connection's growing. At this point, I think it's safe to say that they have embraced that, and that connection is now able to be strong between them. I don't know. Hopefully that makes sense. Austin, you really want Kit to go up. I'll move Kit up just because I can see it. But keep in mind, Kit is low B for me. For Ben and Rey overestimating their chances? Probably. Probably. So let's put them back at A. As long as I just really want to highlight the dyad in the Force. Again, we don't know a lot about that, but it seems to be pretty powerful. Palpatine was pumped about it. Anyways, that brings us to sickly clone-looking Palpatine. And he is an A, simply because this clone body couldn't handle all of his power. So this is Palpatine at his weakest point, and he's an A. So just, there you go. Alright, so we've got Leia now. Oh my gosh, what is with like having 5 different versions of Rey and Ben Kylo Ren? Whatever. Leia, I'll put her as a B. We don't really get to see much in terms of her power. Plo Koon is not on this list. What is up with that? So we're putting Leia here. Obviously, because she's a Skywalker and trained by Luke, she probably becomes pretty powerful, but she ends her Jedi training and doesn't reach her potential. I mean, he's Palpatine. You don't put him at B. Okay. I see that, yeah. But he still is Palpatine, and that the power that Palpatine has is there. It's just not supported by this body. Well, so she barely had enough. She barely had training, and really, honestly, I'm gonna put her at a C. But I think if we knew more about her in that period of her life, we could probably make a case for B. But move on. Kylo Ren. I'm kind of tired of putting Kylo Ren or Ben Solo up here, but he's an A. What do you mean Darth Vader? Darth Vader is on this list. He's right there. He's right next to Mace Windu on the A tier. Luminar Unduli. is a C. Barasafi is a D. This guy that you fight in Fallen Order, he's a D. Ah, the son and the daughter. Okay, so I'm open to debate on this one, but the son and the daughter, right there, S tier. Yeah, please let me know. Really, I mean, they're able to yeah, S tier. They're able to basically single-handedly just subdue the Jedi, like Obi-Wan and Ahsoka, without any effort. Yeah, Malicos. You think he's a C? Malicos is a C. Um, Barris is an F. Eh, yeah, you guys are right. I think she's right there with the Inquisitors. Yeah, these guys are high S. And that brings us to here. We've got End of the Clone Wars Anakin. Um, that's an A for sure. The Father is an A or S as well. Quinlan Voss. So Quinlan Voss, because of his training with Dooku, he's got a little bit of an edge. I'll put him as a C, but I could actually put him as a B as well. Yeah, I'll put him as a B. Okay, so this is Anakin / the Father. I assume this is referring to pretty much the chosen one that can keep uh, the son and the daughter in check. So this is going to be how Anakin, I guess, gets on the S tier. But keep in mind, I think that it's just within the context of keeping the son and the daughter in check. Obviously, the father and Anakin are the only ones that are able to do that. So within this context, S tier. Yeah, Jason, I think you're right with Quinlan Voss. Quinlan Voss is a Plo Koon as a low A. Um, I would say high B, high B, high B for Plo Koon, but definitely this is probably Anakin's most powerful context that we get to see. Yeah, Jason, you're right. Anakin and the father are two different characters, but this little card right here has them both on the same one. So I'm just trying to treat it within that. It's got Anakin / the father kind of both in the same square. So I'm not sure why they did that, but I'm going to just treat it as they're referring to both of these characters' abilities to keep the son and the daughter in check. Snoke is an automatic F. Please tell me why. Please tell me why you think Snoke is an automatic F. Because I don't think so. I think he's an A. I think he's an A. All right, Eve Koth dies pretty quick. Okay. Is this? I'm now at two characters that I actually don't recognize. Jason, I agree with you. I would have put Snoke as an S, and then when we figured out kind of Snoke's origins, it kind of dropped him down a tier for me. Yeah, he did die so easily, Wyatt. But the things he did um, before he died, like in the Last Jedi, the way he was able to pretty much just control Rey Um, and like even his force power, like he's powerful. He's powerful. I just yeah, but I get the case that he is a clone. I just don't think that he's not like I think that he's got power that keeps him out of this CDE range. I could maybe see a B for Snoke, but oh, this is Kanan Jarrus's master. What's her name? I don't know anything about her. Um, but put her C. I don't know anything about her. I wish I did. Um, and then literally, if he's an Inquisitor, we're gonna put him with the rest of the Inquisitors. Don't know anything about him. Anyways, so that's our power ranking. I know that there's some that we kind of. I know there's a lot of these that we all agreed on. There's some that we disagreed on. That's totally fine. Again, this is my opinion. Trying to make the most educated guess that I can with what we see in Star Wars canon to make these decisions. I'm pretty confident in this top tier as well as this A tier. Both those make sense. No, there's not one for the clones. But I think that I think this, for the most part, this list pretty much stuck to Force users. I think the only exception was General Grievous, but the rest of them are Force users. So no clones, no clones. Kylo and Rey and A. So do you think, Jason? Do you think Kylo and Rey should be higher or lower? Um, General Grievous, I really the main reason I am putting him in F is because he doesn't have force ability like the rest of these. But let's take that out, and I just because of his, I mean, he racks up a lot of Jedi kills, so I'd feel okay about putting General Grievous in a C. Um, I was keeping him at F just because he doesn't have force ability like everybody else on this list does, but that's not fair to General Grievous, so he does rack up a pretty respectable amount of Jedi kills, so we'll put him as a C. No Mando. Okay, so now we're starting to throw in some non force users. Okay, Dylan, that is true. I did just watch like a remastered version of that 2003 Clone Wars animated thing, and there is literally an episode where Jedi, like Shaak Ti and Ki-Adi Mundi, are hiding in a downed gunship, and Grievous comes in and kicks butt and puts the fear of God in them. It's crazy. Yeah. Okay. You guys convinced me. Grievous can be solidly in the C category. Jason, Kylo, and Rey are low B in your opinion. I think we disagree on that. I would I would maybe put I would put Ben and Rey in A category after or towards the end of Rise of Skywalker, and then I'd put the rest of them in B. So I in like a high B, but absolutely General Grievous, you're shorter than I expected. Let's yeah, yeah, you can see the Clone Wars going on in the background. Okay, well, that about wraps it up. Thank you guys for hanging out. Hopefully, this was enjoyable. again, I hope that you enjoy the channel and that you're getting some good stuff from it. Again, this is a channel that I want to build Star Wars community around. I want it to be a place where we can have discussions like this, where we can talk about Star Wars things, and I do hope that the videos, my what ifs and videos like that are entertaining to you. Feel free to always drop a comment on my videos and give me some critiques or tell me what can be better. Um, I want it to be a channel that serves you guys, especially you guys that come out in and spend an hour of your time hanging out with me and everyone on the channel. I want it to be for you. So please let me know how I can make this channel better for you. Yeah, I'd like to just grow it to be a place that serves Star Wars fans. That's it. That's all I want to do with it. It'd be a positive thing for Star Wars fans. Um, yeah, that's all I got to say. I see a lot of you putting asking about different bounty hunters like Mando, Jango Fett, Cad Bane. I actually am working on a video where I am ranking my favorite bounty hunters and why. So I'm actually gonna save that for a video. I'll save my thoughts for the video that I've got. Should come out soon. You actually continue. Yeah, if I'll take the next 10 minutes. I've probably got another 10 minutes that I can do this, but just drop in the chat what you want to see from the channel. Yeah, if you've got what ifs, if you've got things that you want to see from the channel, just let me know. We'll kind of let that go for a few minutes, and I'll get some ideas from you guys that you would enjoy, and then we'll kind of end this stream. Yeah, hit the like button, I guess. I don't know what that actually does for a YouTube video, but I don't know. I don't really like. I try to stay away from telling people to like or subscribe or whatever, just because I don't know. If you want to like the content and if you want to subscribe, then that's your choice. And if you don't want to, great. That's fine. I'm making the Star Wars content because I enjoy it and I have fun with it, and I have fun with these conversations. So it doesn't really matter to me. Obviously, liking the videos and subscribing does help the channel grow. But at the end of the day, I'm not gonna pressure people to like a video or subscribe. So, anyways, Voice of Lips collaboration with other Star Wars fans. Yeah, I've done one collaboration so far. I did a video with a channel called Bantha Stew. That's a good one. That's a good channel, so go check him out. He's great. What else do we got? General Grief. Star Wars Theory does not continue his what ifs. Okay, but he's got some pretty sweet animations now. He's got good stuff. But no, I've been watching his channel since he was since the start, and yeah, there's still a lot of his fan theories that I'm like, oh man, that was so good. Where's the next part? And we're still waiting, so it's all good. What else we got? What if the 501st was unable to resist like Rex and joined or was able to resist? Oh, that'd be sweet. Ahsoka's got a whole battalion of clones. That would, I mean, that'd be a game changer. I bet. Then imagine. Oh, okay. I've already got ideas for that one. I might have a video coming out on that. Wyatt, good. Or that was Austin. Wyatt, what if the order? Isn't Order 65 the one that says the Chancellor is a traitor to the Republic and requires his arrest or execution? So if you said Order 65 instead of 66, you'd have like clones bust. Commander Fox comes busting in his office and just kills Palpatine. Have I considered doing Star Wars Versus series? Like, are you saying like doing like analyze different matchups, like who would win Mace Windu or Count Dooku or Maul or whatever? Yeah, those are cool. I have not considered doing one of those, but I am now. What if Mace Windu survives and fights Vader? That's good. What is Ridges Down? Please enlighten me. Ridges Down. Okay, yeah. Yeah, I've considered doing those, Jason. Hmm. All right. Well, hey guys, I am going to end this stream. I again appreciate you guys coming and hanging out. We'll do this again. We'll do this again next week. I'm going to try to do these Monday